All right, so welcome everybody. If everyone can have their CAD open and a new clean file and follow along, today's lesson will be necessary for you to complete today's assignment. It'll also help you complete some other work if you aren't done even faster. So here we can see I've got two lines here with a rounded edge. So up to this point, the way we have drawn this is we have to take our lines. I see here that I have a radius of 1 here, so I draw a circle with a radius of 1. I have to take this, click move, grab my quadrant here, snap it to that line, come down here, select my circle again, hit move again, and then making sure I go straight down here, snap there. So now I have my circle touching both lines. Now we trim, maybe do a fence here to cut these two lines, and then that there. So obviously, a lot of steps, must be a better way. And there is. So I'm going to draw two lines again here. And the command is called Fillet. It's not French, it's not fillet, it's F-I-L-L-E-T. Pronounced fillet. And we hit enter. And then looking at my command bar here, it's cleaned up, we can see I'm in my fillet command and it's telling me to select first object or, and I have a number of different options here. And the option that we want to first define here is R for radius. So you can see radius here is one of our options. So I'm going to hit R, hit enter, and now it's asking me to specify fillet radius. So I remember that my circle had a radius of 1, so I'm just going to type 1, hit enter. And now it's asking me to select first object. So first object will be one of my lines. So I'll select one line, and then I will select, it's now asking me to select my second object. So I'm going to do my second object, and it's already kind of giving me a preview here of what our rounded edge will look like. And as soon as I click, now it's done. So really quick, easy, and precise way of rounding objects. Now, something else you can do, it's kind of cool. I'm going to give a few more examples here. So here I have two lines, and they currently don't even touch. So I'm going to select my first line, select my second line, and it's automatically going to both trim them away and put my fillet in place. Next I have my line here, and then a line here that would intersect it. Again, I can click on that and trim that and clean it up there as well. Now, if all that isn't cool enough, say we have a rectangle. We'll run our fillet command again. This time, just for the purpose of demonstration, I'll change my radius to, say, 0.75. So I hit R for radius, 0.75. And you'll notice that one of our objects here, one of our objects, so the first one is undo, second one is polyline. So we'll talk about polylines in a second, but I'm going to select P for polyline. Now I can select my entire shape. So here we have our entire rectangle that we made. So I'm just going to click on that, and it's instantly going to round all of my corners at the same time. Look at how much time that has saved. So a polygon is also known as a polyline. What is a polyline? I think it's a word CAD made up. But to demonstrate that, I'm going to draw a rectangle using the rectangle tool. Then I'm going to draw a rectangle just using our line tool. It's off a little bit here. But imagine these are both straight lines here. So the way CAD looks at this is a rectangle. It's one object, right? The way it looks like this, even though our eyes see this as a rectangle, the way CAD sees it is basically four individual objects. They're basically four lines that just happen to be touching, but CAD really could care less whether they're touching or not. So if I go to, say, move something here, it's just going to move this one line, whereas I go to move this object here, it moves the whole thing. It's sort of a subtle distinction on how CAD looks at things, and so if I were to try to round all these edges at the same time, I can't do it because it's not one continuous object. So CAD has come up with a tool called the polyline tool. So we have our line tool up here. Underneath it is the polyline tool. And clicking on that, it acts just like the line tool, but it's actually making a object, go down here, that once I'm done drawing it, when I click on it, it's going to click on the whole thing. And now when I go to Fillet, I can select polyline, select this object, and it's going to round all of my edges. Now you'll notice that it didn't round my last point right here. And the reason for that is I didn't close my object. So if you are drawing an object and you want your object to be a closed object, then you actually have to use the close command, which if I look at my polyline, you can see I have arc, close, half width, length, undo width. I'm going to hit C for close, and now CAD is automatically closed my object. So now when I do my fillet command, select P for polyline, now it's going to round all my edges at the same time. So quiz on Thursday, it's going to talk about polyline, it's going to talk about fillet. Questions on that?